Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It is so good to be here. I hope you all have had a great weekend. Rick and I have. We're enjoying this fantastic weather. Hey, Nan. Hi, Lynn. How is everyone? Lisa, is that you? Hello, Jan. Karen, yay. I assume, Karen, you got a brand new computer. Is it working fantastic? Hello, Gail. Hello, hello, everyone. Well, let me get this thing going. Isn't the weather fantastic? Jan, how's the weather out in California? Hello, Mr. Dent. It has been gorgeous here. Oh, come on, girls. Sorry about the echo. Well, I can tell you that, sorry, there we go. Oh, I need a do-over. Let's see if this will help. Facebook has done a wacky update, which I discovered like a few minutes before I went live. So that's not good. Oh, here we go. Got it. Oh. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Peggy. Yes, Jan, I did see about your little Pez. Yeah, and Chloe and Dax told me today in Sunday school too about little Pez. So sorry. It's so hard to lose our sweet little four-legged children. Yeah. So Chloe and Dax were really sweet about it. But yeah, you guys, it's rough. Hello, Miss Jill. You all know when I lost my little Miss Lucy. Ooh, it was rough, and that's been a couple years ago. So, yay! Thank you, everyone. So I started saying before with the Facebook, there was an update, and it looks different on my phone camera. So I'm hoping tonight goes smoothly. No, this. Y'all say a little quick prayer for me because I just was having a little moment about 6 minutes ago. Hello, Mona. All right, everyone. Well, we are going to get started stamping. I have two adorable cards that I'm going to stamp for you tonight. One Christmas, that's going to surprise you when you see it, and one fall or Thanksgiving. Hello, Mom. Before I get started though, every week I ask my friends to please like, comment, and share. Hello, Joy. So good to have you tuning in tonight. I hope you're doing okay. So I ask all my friends if you'll like or comment or share. The other thing, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that will help me out is if you do thumbs up or hearts during the video, that helps boost the post. So I would greatly appreciate that. The other thing that I started asking my friends is if you will share with your friends and relatives that stamp or scrapbook or are crafty. My YouTube channel is Stamping with Kim Dent, same as the Facebook group, same as our Facebook group. And then if you will subscribe and then click the notification button, that helps me out too. So I appreciate all of you. So every week we draw a winner from the people who helped me out either by liking, sharing, commenting, or also telling their friends, inviting your friends to the Stamping with Kim Dent Facebook group. And every week, the winner receives the cards that we made, that I made the week before. And I know this one, hello Penny, this one, oh, let's see if I can do this. I hope this isn't gonna mess things up. I see that I'm backwards. There we go. Huh. Okay, this one. So many of you have sent me messages this week telling me how you love this little penguin and that stamp set, as well as the a grandkid stamp set. So I've had a couple of you order both of those recently. So this one was Count on Me, and then the DSP is done with the Pattern Party Hostess DSP pack that's in the back of the annual catalog. So this card, as well as this Christmas card, which this is, I said, a Christmas, let's see, a Christmas season is where the pine boughs came from. Painted Christmas is the DSP. And then, oh, the name of where this comes from. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. If you think of it, if you know it, please comment the name of this and I love this. I've used it so much. Merry Christmas to you. And then on the inside, that was from For Unto Us. This is a Gatefold card that was one of the first, what I call fancy fold cards that I ever learned to make. It was very, very easy. If you would like to learn how to make it, you can either go to my YouTube channel, or you can watch the replay on Facebook. So far, Facebook keeps the recordings for a pretty long period of time. So if you want to know how to do it, and then some cute little red rhinestones that you got to have the bling. And then this week's winner will also receive holiday rhinestones. So, drum roll. Thank you, Shirley. Holly Jolly Wishes. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you. That's in the mini catalog, and I love it. Okay, the winner is, I don't know if she's watching, but her friends are. Janice Cowell. Thank you so much, Janice, for liking and commenting and sharing. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Penny. Thank you. It was so easy to do. Let's see. I'm going to flip my camera around, and we are going to start stamping, and then I'm going to look at my comments to see if I can catch up. Oh, yay, Janice. Congratulations. Hey, Carol Cheney. Good to have you with us. Yay. Yay. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera around, and hopefully everything will go smoothly, so hold tight. Let's see, we're almost all cut up. There's a little time delay from me talking and the camera catching up. So hold on just one moment. Let me get my website in there and the host code. So I forget about this every single week. This is my host code. And I usually keep it for sometimes almost a month. And what it does, it helps me. If you are placing an order that is $149.99 or less, if you would please use this host code, MCYPE4CA. You'll go to my website, kimdent.stampinup.net, and you can place the order, and that helps me out. But if your order is $150 or more, you will receive the Stampin' Rewards, so you would not use this host code. And it changes, like when I place orders, this will change probably this week. So next week, look for another host code. I had a question that I'm gonna try to get my kit ready, and I'm gonna talk at the same time. So I had a customer who always places her orders through me. She either emails me or sends me a text, and she was worried because I think I've told almost all of you in December I won't have the in-person classes at Zion Lutheran, and that is because our daughter Kelly is getting married on the 18th. And my friend and customer sent me a message today, and she said, what will we do in December if we want to place an order? And what I wrote back, and what I want all of you to know, is I will still be placing orders and connecting with all of you if you want your orders sent to me, or if you want your orders sent directly to your home. I still will be placing orders in December, and I'm pretty sure look for some specials to come out in December. Stampin' Up! Usually has one or two little perks in December. So I will still be placing orders. I'm going to try to do as many Facebook Lives that I can. But just know I'm not completely closing my business doors. I'm just doing it for the in-person classes. So don't be sad. So I hope that clears up any confusion. Here is the first card, and I think some of you are going to giggle when you see it, because it does not look like a card from Kim Dent. It's got this sweet little piggy on it, and it's a Christmas card. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Lynn. Oops, sorry about that. They've got a sale coming up next week. Okay, you heard it first right here on Facebook. Thank you, Lynn Zerby. They've got, she says there's going to be a Stampin' Up! Sale starting on the 20th of October. Correct, Lynn? October. Well, that's right around the corner in the next couple days. All right, back to this fun little piggy card. This pig card, the pig stamp, is from this cute little stamp set that I just got called Joyful Life. And it's whimsical and it's cute and fun. I really love the hedgehog. And it looks like she's got a bowl of something. At first I thought apples, but now I don't think. Maybe muffins, but there's a little holly berry right there. This sweet little quirky little pig has a scarf, and then it looks like a little coffee cup. So you can imagine, as much as I talk about higher grounds in our coffee shop at Zion, this card was, this little stamp with the coffee cup is perfect for my coffee loving friends. And then the sweet little bear with the bunny on the bicycle. I have some friends that any stamp that comes out with a bicycle. Oh, Joyce, yes. I will have to make sure you get one of these sweet little piggies. I have Stampin' friends that anytime they see a bicycle stamp, they have to have it. So this is sure to be popular with my friends that love all things bicycles. And then the words are adorable. Friends like you make life a joy. A little something for a great person. Season's greetings and for you. And then you can see these tiny little, I don't know what they are. little, I don't know what they are exactly, but they're cute. And then these teeny tiny little leaves. So I created this card today all on my little self. Yeah, Jill is one of them, Gail. Gail is one of them, Jill. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she is one of the people that I know that loves bicycles. Thank you, Shirley. Yeah, the little piggy is so cute. I hope you can see it with not too much glare. So this is so easy to do. I'm going to bring out my kit and lay it out so that you can take a picture of the measurements. The card base is 4 1/4 by 11. The next layer, and this is where it kind of got funny. I was trying today to figure out a color to go behind this. This is not a color, it's mint macaron that I don't use it very often, especially on Christmas cards. But I thought it tied in with, this is the Painted Christmas DSP. So 4 by 5 1/4 for that. And then for the inside, we're gonna do 4 by 5 1/4, another one of those. And then the side panel, you're gonna take shaded spruce, and this is 2 by 5 1/4. The DSP is 1 3/4 by 5, and I'll leave that on there. And then I took a piece of 3 by 4 and I used the die from the, where'd it go? Here it is. The die from the Color and Contours. These are so cute. I love scallops. So that's where Color and Contours, it's this stamp set and the die bundle that coordinates with it. But see how I'm stepping outside my box. I'm using dies that don't necessarily belong to the stamp set. So that's what that is. And then the piece that I stamped on is 2 by 3 3/8. So those are your pieces. I'll wait just a second so you can get a screenshot. And then I will gather them up. Here we go. So he is kind of a quirky little silly. You don't see a lot of times me stamping with non-traditional things for Christmas, but he was just too cute to pass up. And I also do love the hedgie that's in there. And I have a friend that loves hedgehogs, so she'll be getting a card made with that little hedgehog carrying that little bowl of something. All right, here we go. I'm stamping in Tuxedo Black, Memento Tuxedo Black. We carry it in the back of the catalog. You'll find it. I'm using my fancy grid paper. I think you can see it. And you know, we talked last week about stamping straight, and I'm using my grid lines. I'm going to stamp as straight as I can. Oh, it needs a little bit more. Okay, thankfully, 2 sides to every. And that one has a little piece of black on it. Let's see. Hold on. I did the back up, thinking something might happen. Let's try this again. That means I need to. Do all of you buy re-inkers when you purchase your stamp pads? If you don't, you should. And this is a good example. I've been stamping all day. Okay, try this one more time. Line it up and a little harder press because it needs to be re-inked. Okay, oh, and then on my sample, I stamped a little something for a great person. And I did it in black. And then after I did it, I thought, I think it would have looked cuter with shaded spruce. So we're going to try it in shaded spruce. We're going to switch things up just a little bit. I'm going to take a little something for a great person. And I always do, you all see me doing this, like you ink it up, and I always try to check it to make sure all the letters are inked up. Oh, cute. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my blends. And the blends, you'll be surprised. The color that I use to color the pig is dark pale papaya, light pale papaya. For the little bit of pink that's in them, I use Flirty Flamingo, dark and light, as well as now for his scarf, it's dark real red, and had to pull in a little bit of shaded spruce. So you always want to have something underneath your the image that you're coloring. You never want to color directly onto like your nice dining room table, because it'll bleed through. Okay, I'm going to start first with light pale papaya, and this goes pretty quick, so I don't want to bore you, but I just thought it was too cute. Now I'm going to go straight through his little glasses, and I'm going to go straight across his little face. And I'm like using little circular motions. I'm gonna do the same for his little hands and his little chubby little legs. I think I'm gonna switch to my brush tip pen. Okay, so you can see on here, It's not very exciting, right? Pale papaya it's not a color. I went back and forth. I thought about using ivory, the ivory one that we use a lot for flesh tones. But then I thought, let's see if we can do it with a little bit of peachy. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in with dark pale papaya, and I'm just gonna give him some accents, like up here in his ears and around. And then around his nose, his little mouth, his head, and a little on his body. Make his hand a little art and a little bit on his legs. Oh wait, let's do some down here too. Okay, so then what I always recommend is, if you're gonna do this, you wanna, if you're gonna purchase the blends and use them, the best way I feel like is I put a layer of light and then I went back over with dark, because I don't want those brush strokes to show. I just want it to like add dimension. So I'm going back over it with then the light pale papaya, and he's starting to come together. He looks like he's very happy right now. Okay, now I'm gonna add, for his ears, I'm just gonna add a little bit of light Flirty Flamingo. And where else did I put it? I think I put some in around his snout. Let's add some to his mouth, maybe a little in his cheeks to make him rosy. And I'm gonna try some more in his hands, his little hands, his little piggy hands. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some dark. So you can just keep adding color and layers. Just a dot right here. And a little bit more to his mouth. And I'm gonna go back over with the light to blend it, so you don't see those lines. Oh, you know what? I remember this. On his face, I used the light pale papaya. So see, I can go back over it and really blend it in. But I wanted the inside of his ears to look really pink. Okay, see how easy that was? And then his scarf, just decided my hands, I originally was gonna have real red and shaded spruce, like striped, and then my little hands couldn't do it today. I don't know why. The lines are really teeny, so then I thought, hey, it looks okay just to have a real red scarf. So I just used the dark. And then I'm gonna add a smidge of, on this little band, this little belly band right there. Hi, Lori Johnson. Thanks for tuning in. And then on top, a little bit of shaded spruce. Top of the cup. There we go. All right, girls, what do you think? See how quick that was? So for all your piggy loving friends, like my friend Joyce Georges, or coffee loving friends, this card is going to be perfect for them. All right, now we get to assemble. So I'm going to take my card base, 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to take my mint macaron, which was the surprise piece. I take, a lot of times when I'm making cards, tell me if you do this too. So my card stock, you probably all have seen, it's behind me. And I have, it's nice and organized. So when I'm trying to like put together pieces, like what would go, what would go with this? I take like this up to all my stacks of card stock behind me and then try to coordinate it. And for some reason, the mint macaron just jumped out at me and I thought, okay, we're gonna use that. This is the flip side of it. Stampin' Up! Is so smart about, if, like, let's say Christmas comes and goes and I haven't used up all of this, that flip side, that bold pattern that's in reds, works out really cute. It kind of looks like you could use it for Valentine's maybe. One more thing I stamped. It says a little something for a great person. I'm going to bring back in the shaded spruce. And we're just going to put a sweet little for you down in this corner. Now anything could go down here. It doesn't, you know, I tried to decide. I had already stamped Merry Christmas, which I think I should do that on the inside. This is our inside. I'm pulling in my favorite for Unto Us, and this sweet little Merry Christmas is going to go on the inside. Try to get it straight. There we go. So this is our inside. Do all of you put either white or vanilla on the inside, like of your cards, unless it's like a white card base or a vanilla card base? Sometimes some stampers, you know, they would just stamp like directly onto the real red in like a black. I don't know. I've always just done the white inserts. Thank you. Thanks. Oh, I pressed too hard. Hold on. There we go. Coming together real quick. Okay, I already cut out with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There's that sweet little die from Color and Contour. And there you can see, this is why, ladies, I always tell you to put something underneath your, when you're coloring, because that alcohol marker will bleed right through. Almost done. Oh, I think so too, Jill. I just think it looks finished if it's, let's see, this was one thing I tried earlier. I couldn't decide what direction. I think I'm gonna go with the pine boughs going up again. And then your favorite and mine, gotta bring in the dimensionals. Anyway, this was a simple little card, but I thought, I'm going to show this. I don't know, you know, some of you are probably looking at that like, who would send a piggy card to a friend? But I would send one to my friend Joyce George's. And it's just a quirky little character. Oh, one more thing. Let's see. Oh, I forgot the bow. Shoot. Well, two more things. How many of you do this? I forgot the ribbon, and I'm not going to pull it up, but there you can see I used the about 2 pieces of our red satin ribbon that's in the back of the annual catalog. So pretty. And then I just did a faux bow, which means I tied one piece, or taped one piece of it behind, and then tied a knot, and then snipped the ends. And then the last thing I'm going to do, which I forgot to take your pic. I thought it would look cute with these holiday jewels on it. I saw another demonstrator do something like this where it was with the Jolly Santa that's in there. And I thought, that looks so cute. So we're going to bring in the holiday rhinestones, anything blingy I love. Here, let's just grab them. Do you all see this fancy way of what I'm doing here? Wait, oh, that does kind of look big. Nope, I don't like it. I got to go back to the little ones. I'm using my paper snips because I've got my take your pick tool. They're all in a case. Okay, and then one little shaded spruce. Just so Christmassy. There he goes. Glue dot. Glue dot. Oh, thank you, Joyce. Oh, hi, Rochelle. Glue dot on the top. Oh, that's a good idea, Valerie. Yeah, you could put a bow. You could put a little bow with a glue dot on there, which we're going to do on the next card. All right, there's my little piggy card. And like I said before, I said earlier, the stamp set is from A Joyful Life in the mini catalog. And the mini catalog, you all know this. I've been saying it's so silly. They call it the July through December 2021. It actually goes through January 3rd. So I can't quite figure it out, but that is the mini catalog. And if you love it, if you love that little stamp set, let's see if I can find it in here. You want to order it, but sometimes the stamp sets will continue on if they're really, I don't know, I guess if they're really popular, but sometimes they go away. So if you love this and you love pigs or bicycles or hedgehogs, you want to get it before January 3rd. All right, on to the next card, which is a fall card, and it's with a die set. I'm using a die set called Love of Leaves, and it's in the annual catalog. And it's one that I've had for a while, but I decided it would be a cute way to, oops, gotta clean this one, clean the piggy off. It would be a cute way, whether you have fall birthdays or if you send Thanksgiving cards. I just really like this. So it is done with mainly dies, and I'm going to show you the dies and the stamp set. The Love of Leaves is it's a photopolymer stamp set. Great leaf images. There's beautiful words. Thanks for the hearts. Hope changes everything. I thought of you today. Thank you. Hello. I'm so glad you're in my life, and your friendship is something I know I can count on. And I know many of us have friends that is so precious. Your friendship is something I know I can count on. And then these beautiful leaves, which I want to say this was maybe one of the first, we call this a distinctive stamp set because the images look like they're almost like a photo, but that's just the beginning. Oh, yay! Wait till you see this. So, and this happy birthday is, I want to show you this as well. This is from, I decided to make it a birthday card. Instead of using the words that were in Love of Leaves, I thought I need more birthday cards. So this happy birthday to you is from the best year. This is an awesome stamp set. I say that about many of them, but you know I love words. And there's thank you for all that you are. And then the inside is, and every thoughtful thing you do. Then hip hip hooray, warm wishes for a happy Christmas. I had forgotten about this. I'm gonna pull my camera up. Because I was kind of like looking for stamp sets that had Christmas words in them that were current. I have a lot of Christmas. I don't ever get rid of my stamp sets. But this one, I wanted to use some Christmas words that were in current stamp sets, and this is in the annual catalog. Happy Father's Day. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you your best year yet. Hello, hey, to the world, you are dad. To me, you are the world. And then hip hip hooray, you did it, goes together. So this is a good stamp set to have. Quite a variety, but this is something I wanted to show you, and I'm going to do a little bit of demonstrating with it. So there's our stamp set. Here are my magnets from Stampin' Storage. Sometimes the die sets are so big that I need 2 sheets in them. So this piece right here is what made the stitching right here. I'm calling it the stitch marks. And then you can see the dies that I used are this one, but do you see how they're different? Oh, I guess I was trying to be organized. This cuts out the shape, but I'm going to show you how I do this. This is an insert for it to put in the vein marks. Isn't that cool? And then the different leaves. I'm going to do it with this particular one, but it is a big die set, and it seems like I use, like when I have masculine cards that I need to make, it's usually, it's usually, if I go for, it's usually like nature, animals, like the Nature's Best stamp set. So every once in a while we'll come in with, you know, if I have one like specific, like a sports set, a golf set I have for my son. But a lot of times I go back to leaves, trees. Oh, and you know what? Oh, forgot to put, okay, rewind. I forgot to put my kit out, girls. The card base is, sorry about that. The card base is Early Espresso, perfect for this time of year. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Let's see. This is gold foil, which I love, 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to show you a trick with that. I talked about it last week. The piece that we are, the outside piece that I ran through with the stitch die, that is 3 3/4 by 5. And then the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. And then these little pieces, you know, really you could use scraps, but I used this is Mossy Meadow, 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. This is Cinnamon Cider. It's for the long skinny leaf. It is 1 1/2 by 4. And then this is Cajun Craze, 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right, and I'm gonna let you see that. It's gonna sit right there for just a second. So you can take a snapshot if you want. And then I'm gonna pull in my mini Stampin' cut and emboss machine. All right, gather all these up. So how many of you send Thanksgiving cards? Are there many of you that do that? It's a great set for Thanksgiving as well as for masculine cards, or, you know, if you have friends. I have a couple that have November birthdays, and I think they're watching. So for fall or October, November birthdays, this is where I wanted to show you. So I've got my little mini Stampin' and Cut and Emboss. Yes, you do, Gail Brock and Penny. And I don't know if Cheryl's watching tonight, but all three of you, November birthdays. Okay, I'm taking my piece of 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 Mossy Meadow, and I've got my little machine here. Perfect, sits by my table all the time. And this piece cuts out the outline, but this piece, this cool piece, cuts the veins, or leaves an impression for the veins. Good question, Jill. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. The front is vanilla, very vanilla. Thanks for asking. Oh, yay, Mom. Mom always thinks of the shut-ins in our congregation. She is so good about sending cards. Okay, so I'm going to run it through. I just want you to see how cool it is, and also all the things you can do with this. Oop, let me straighten this up. Gotta make sure I'm on the camera, in the camera. Okay, here we go. Because I think once you get it and use it, you'll be amazed at all the different cool things this die can do. So there's my leaf that we're using. Pretty cool, huh? But watch this. I could also use this piece and put like a layer of DSP behind it and use it for like the focal point of a card. I'd have to straighten it up. I did that too quickly. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like you could put that is that called Beauty of the Earth? That DSP behind it and like maybe frame this with another layer. Makes a gorgeous card. But I just love these. This is just so cool to me that they thought to not only have dies that cut out the shape, but also to put those details in them. So done with my little machine. And this is my other tip. I talked about this last week. So I used a big piece of gold foil last week, and I didn't take the time to do it, but I decided I'm going to do it because of using such a large piece, which I love the accent of the gold foil, but you hate to waste like all of this. So when you're using big pieces of gold foil or silver, we have copper. This would have been beautiful in copper foil, girls, with copper embossing powder. You want to take advantage of this empty space because we're just going to cover this up. So this gets layered. No, let's see. Did I layer? No. You know what I did? I put dimensionals on it. So I'll hold off on doing that. I'll get this started. On my, I've already cut this out. Cool little stitch marks. And I'm going to emboss with gold embossing. So I'm going to bring in my handy dandy that we don't sell anymore embossing buddy. This just keeps the static away, and you can find them on Amazon. And then I'm going to bring in the Versamark. This is a watermark stamp pad, but it is the glue that keeps the gold or any kind of embossing powder stuck until we melt it. So once again with the happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, leaves and, oh yeah. Yeah, thank goodness for the, yeah, they knocked it out of the ballpark with pretty pumpkins this year. I love that stamp set. Okay, happy birthday to you. I'm gonna go as straight as I possibly can. And then cover this up, bring in my gold embossing powder in my fancy container. Sprinkle that on, and then just a little, oh, that little B doesn't look right to me. There. Do you all know that? You can always go back over, like it didn't look like it grabbed enough embossing powder, so I just reapplied it. The other thing I have friends do is they always, when they emboss, they have a teeny tiny little paintbrush close by. So if they do get little flecks of gold or silver or copper, you can take a tiny little paintbrush and just kind of flick them away before you heat it up. Okay, I'm going to bring in my handy dandy heat tool. Oh, and I'm on the cord. Here we go. Okay, this is sold, I think it's about $30. There are two settings. One is for drying and two is for heat setting. When you do heat setting, you always want to get it going, heat it up. And then I'm just going to put it directly on the words until I see it melt, till it starts to shine or sparkle. There it goes. And I've said this before, you never want to leave that on there too long. Like, I'm going to make sure, double sure, triple sure that melts. What it does, it melts it direct, it seeps like into the cardstock, and the embossing goes completely away. It's like a big stain. So you don't want to do it. There you can see it's nice and raised and all the little flecks are melted. So the next thing I'm going to do, oh, I wanted to show you this. So while I was sitting, here are my gold pieces, but while I was crafting this afternoon, I couldn't decide what colors of leaves I wanted. So I cut out multiples. Now these will be saved for another 1 or 2 or 3 cards. So that's something, you know, like if you're in your happy place like I am right now, and you're stamping or crafting, that's a good idea. Might as well run through and use up like all, you know, like I actually had larger pieces of cardstock. Cut it all out, and then you put in a little thing like this. This will go in with the stamp set and dies. So when I need it, which probably will be soon, I can grab these leaves that are already cut out. How do you like that little tip? All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I've cut out my leaves already. I don't know what kind of leaves they are, but what I did was oh, sorry about that, I knocked the camera. I'm gonna bring in my silicone mat, lay that down, and then I'm gonna bring in my Tombow glue. Oh, and the first thing I did was I realized I don't need that whole stem. I couldn't get it to lay behind, so then I decided just to cut it off. I started with the cinnamon cider leaf first because it's in the back. And I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right along the edge and then angle. Ooh, and can you see, thank goodness, it does dry clear. Did you see what just started to happen? That glue started popping through, but it dries clear. Yay. All right, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is, oh, and it's gonna be covered up. Silly me, silly me. This goes on top, this big one. I have no idea. Does anybody know what kind of leaf this is? If you know, comment, please. I have no idea. There we go. I'm gonna set that down. Oh, and that little, I forgot to snip the little cinnamon cider. Well, that's okay. I brought in, let me close this up, just a smidge of, this is our early espresso ribbon. I tied it in a knot, and just like Valerie said earlier, I am gonna grab glue dots, one or two. And I'm just gonna touch my glue dot, or touch the ribbon to the glue dot. This one has longer tail, or I guess you call it tails. I'm gonna call it tails. I thought these were kind of a little too short. So set this to the side. All right, now we're ready. I'm going to, I just put, I think I put a little bit of adhesive like this directly onto the vanilla. Should have put that down just a smidge lower. There we go. Okay, and then I angled it, and you'll see it is hanging off of the vanilla card base. I like that effect. I like it when sometimes it goes on to the next layer. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is put my Stampin' seal on the back of my vanilla piece. And then, see, we're gonna cover that right up. Now I don't know if I like the long tails. Then I put dimensionals on it. Oh, and you know what, girls? I used extra. Just because it's heavy and I want it to stay popped up. So look at that. Where's Brenda? She was the one that said I should have stock in dimensionals, and that's the truth. Okay, oops, make sure they're stuck to the gold foil. I need to get my Take Your Pick tool out. Oh, so beautiful. That gold against that early espresso just pops. Now on this one, I did another little snazzy thing. One of mine came off. Must have gotten stuck. We'll have to make one for it. So I always like to put 3 or 5, you're not supposed to put even numbers, you're supposed to put odd numbers. And so I had I should have left them out. You know the gold gilded gems? When I laid them up against the first card, the sample, I thought it just looks too, I only had the large ones left also. So I decided to bring in, get this. This is a dark, soft suede blend, and it gives kind of the tone of gold. So I'm gonna color it. There you can see I've already colored one. Do this. I prefer to use the nub end of it when I'm doing coloring with the blends, because they can kind of get rough if you're doing, especially like think if you're doing Christmas cards. But how about that for a little tip? You need something that you want to bling it up a little bit, but you don't have the gold gems. Here, we're going to add this to the sample because that'll make me crazy. And then 3 to this one. Oh, thanks, Shirley. You're very welcome. Yeah, easy peasy. That's right, Brenda. Easy peasy. Let's use this tiny one. I colored it. And I saw a demonstrator who's very talented. I think I said this last week. When she puts her gems on, like in groups of 3, she always has some sort of, it's like in a triangle formation. So that's a cute little tip for you. And I realized, look, so when you put these on, you don't want it to go all the way off the card. That's not good for envelopes. So let's bring that, thankfully I didn't squish that down too much. I like it hanging off of onto the gold foil, but you can't have it hanging off the card base. There we go. And one last thing, we're gonna put in the inside a stamp because it came with it. So we're gonna put on the inside, wishing you your best year yet. That's a very nice saying. Oh, thank you, Gail. Oh, sweet. Well, you know what? I will tell you, there is a beautiful leaf bundle in the mini catalog, brand new one. And I've seen a lot of, they're so pretty. You know, you see a demonstrator do it, or a stamper, it doesn't have to be a demonstrator, make a card, and then you're like, oh, I have to have it. But I also, I'm trying to tell myself, although, you know what, I'll probably end up getting it. We'll see. I try to tell myself, well, Kim, you know, like I listen to myself. You know, you've got this Love of Leaves stamp set and dies, and you really like it. So anyway, I haven't ordered it yet, but I probably will end up ordering it just because it's so cool. But this one is cool also. So let's see. I wanted to show you where it is at in the annual catalog, and got it marked with a big piece of Mossy Meadow. So Love of Leaves, it is on page 115. It shows right here. And I had a lady ask me this week. She was like, how do you know, how can you find more of those distinct, it might have been Mona. Mona, was it you? How do you find more of those distinctive stamps? And there is the logo that Stampin' Up! Puts on all the stamp sets in the catalogs, that you can tell it's a distinctive stamp set because of distinctive right there. So Love of Leaves is $18 for the stamp set, but you know, you got to have the dies. So the dies are, I think, the coolest part of it. And they are on page 165, and they're down here at the bottom. Stitch Leaves, $35. So there it is. I hope you liked it. I'm going to flip this around. Oh, thanks, Pen. Thank you, Julie. So glad you guys like it. Okay, hold on tight. There we are. Thanks, oh, you can see my fancy light right here. I had some extra lighting and I pulled it closer, so ignore the big umbrella light. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you have any questions about what I made tonight, please contact me. You can give me a call or send me an email, send me a text or a Facebook message, and I'd be happy to help you out. I hope you all have a wonderful week. God's blessings to you all. Bye-bye.